You see, I always say, why do you need a six-pack when you got a barrel?
Well, yeah, this is true. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that. My name's Gloria, and I've been married to Graham Hall for nearly 15 years now.
My name's Graham, and I've been married to Gloria Hall for nearly 15 years now. Right, well, I used to work for an housing association in sheltered housing, and Gloria got a role as a scheme coordinator, and my manager asked me if I'd shadow Gloria for a week or so. And obviously your natural reaction is, oh no, I mean, you've got to start somebody from scratch and go through everything.
Well, I went to work at the same place that Graham worked at, and I can remember the first time I walked in the office and he was sitting there with a few other people, and I remember looking at him and thinking, oh God, he looks really kind, and like you wouldn't mind walking down an alley with him because you'd feel really safe.
But the first morning that Gloria started, I met her at the scheme, and we started talking about things, and I started showing her around the scheme and introducing her to the tenants. And as she was talking, and I was looking at her, and I thought to myself, and this is really naughty of me because it was only the first morning, I thought to myself, God, you're really gorgeous.
I used to watch him at work with the elderly people, and I think, oh wow, God, that man is so gentle, and for such a big chap. He's such a softie. He's like a big teddy bear.
And we really got on well, and she was really good at the job as well, because she had a lot of empathy for older people and understanding. And I suppose that's really what really struck me, and thought, you know, you're a really nice lady, you are.
And then the Christmas after I'd started earlier in the year, he was playing Santa at the Christmas party. And unfortunately, one of the old ladies got cramp in her leg. And I didn't actually, as a warden, I actually wasn't sure what to do. So I went running into this room where he was half undressed as Santa, and he had a bit of clothing on, and I said, Graham, I need your help. You need to come and sort this lady out. She's screaming with cramp. And he came into the communal hall with me, and he knelt down in a Santa suit and spoke to this lady and calmed her down and rubbed her leg, and I couldn't stop watching him, thinking, oh wow, I wouldn't mind if it were my leg he were rubbing.
I got to spend a lot of time with Gloria. When I used to get back to the scheme after doing my job, we used to talk, and we started talking about families.
He asked me about my parents, and for some reason I broke down and cried because my mum had died very tragically down in London many years before, and I broke down and cried on his shoulder, and I didn't even know his surname.
And you know, she got quite upset, which it got to me a bit really, because you know, I'm a big softie at heart really, and you know, a sad story gets to me.
he said to me, "You need to get some help with that." And I said, "Oh no." I said, my husband said I should be well over all that by now. And he said, "Well," he says, "if you don't get help for yourself," he says, "I'm going to book you an appointment and get help." And I thought, this chap is really nice.
And we got talking, and I got really close to Gloria, and a bit too close really, because obviously I was married myself, and at that time I thought happily married, but we got close, and well, I got close to Gloria. I don't know if at that time that she felt as close to me, but I used to enjoy spending a lot of time with her. That so much so that I used to rush doing my job so I could actually get back to Gloria, and actually so we could sit down and have a cup of coffee, something to eat, and have another chat.
There just seemed this connection between us that was really hard to explain, and I knew that if I didn't see him again, that there would be something, a gap in my life that right at this time, being middle-aged, I needed.
I know I was a little bit cheeky one day, because I says to her, I says, "You know, you've got lovely lips." And she says, "What do you mean?" I says, "Well, you've got really nice kissable lips." And I don't think she knew what to say, because it was quite some time before I actually did kiss her.
Graham's got 4 daughters, and between them they've got 9 grandchildren. So talk about an extended family. I get on with all of his girls. It's absolutely no problem, and I love them all. And as for the grandchildren, they all call me, some call me Nana, some call me Grandma. I can remember the first time I met Graham's daughters, and walking in a room and just seeing them sitting there staring at me was daunting and difficult. But I have to say, they were very, very friendly, and I sort of thought, do you know what? I can really like these kids. I can also remember the first time I met his mum. Unfortunately, I never knew his dad, because his dad had passed away before. And the first time I met his mum, and I said to her, "I'm sorry if I've messed up the family unit." And she said not to be so silly, that she could see how happy Gray was, and that this is what you want for your kids. You want them to be happy. And I had 18 months with his mum. She lived down in Weymouth, and I used to go down there and we used to see her. And it was Weymouth Fair one Saturday, and we went down onto the beach, and Kath spent a fortune on these tickets trying to win me this big dog. And she was in a wheelchair, and after she spent about £10, we won the dog, but we couldn't carry it, so it had to sit on her lap while she was in this wheelchair going along Weymouth Beach. And I remember thinking, this is so good, you know, being with his mum, and you know, this is happening. And then I met his sister and his brother, and it was like I'd been in the family forever because they could see that Gray was so happy.
In the beginning, it was quite difficult with Gloria's family, and quite rightly so. You know, because the mum and dad had split up, and to some extent, in their eyes, I was the cause of the breakup. So it was difficult. However, Gloria's eldest daughter, she was quite good. She was welcoming of me because obviously she lived in Malta at the time. We went over and she was quite nice. But Gloria's other two children found it difficult, which is understandable. But there was one funny moment when obviously my car was in for its MOT. So the two children thought I wasn't in because my car wasn't there. And they knocked on the door, and obviously Gloria let them in. The living room door was closed, so they couldn't see me. When they was about to leave, Gloria says that, I'm not letting you go without you saying hello or goodbye to Graham. And the door opened, and I was laying on the settee in the most slobbiest of clothes you could imagine. And I looked and seen two of Gloria's children there. And their faces and my faces must have said a complete picture. And they said, hello. And I said, hello. It was really uncomfortable, but hey ho, it really broke the ice, because from that moment then they agreed to start coming round the house and seeing me. And now the relationship that we've got is incredible, really, considering that, how it was in the beginning. The son, when he goes, he gives me a hug, which is amazing because he's actually the son that I never had, because I had 4 girls. And his other daughter, who's not at all a cuddly person, she gives me a cuddle. And I think it's because I've done it at their pace. I've not tried to be a father to them. They've got a father. They don't need another father. But, I will always be there.
Whether there was a definite day or a definite hour or something that I thought, this is the one, I'm not 100% sure I could honestly say that. But all I knew is that every Friday when we finished work, I dreaded it. And I drove home and just couldn't wait for the Monday morning to be driving back to work. And I remember thinking, this probably shouldn't be happening, but I couldn't help it. I just wanted to walk through that door and see him.
And I kept thinking to myself, why do I keep thinking of Gloria? And I couldn't understand it, and I couldn't wait to get back. And I didn't particularly enjoy my job, but I couldn't wait to get back to work so I could talk to Gloria.
And after I left the job to have some time on my own, to have a think, oh God, I missed him so much. Missed him just terribly. And just wanted to be with him.
I think that I don't think I'd ever really been in love before, and I realise now that she was on my mind for most of the time, and I couldn't wait to get back to be with her. And And I think that I realised that once I was back, that I wanted to spend every minute of the day really with Gloria.
And then finally, on the night that we finally got together properly, I was in Sainsbury's getting myself a dinner. And I was in there and he said, "I'm coming to you, Glo." G, he used to call me, he still calls me G. And he said, "I'm coming to you, G. I need to be with you." And I remember thinking that I'd landed in heaven. And from that day we got together, and it was in April. I have to say I've never looked back.
There was a lot of guilt because obviously some people got hurt by that. But you know, we've only got one life, and it goes very quick. So you can't let things like this slip away. So I know that I had to join Gloria, and we were to be together.
We went to Lindos in Greece for our honeymoon, and we sat on this wall up near the chapel in the top of Lindos, if anybody knows it. And we sat there for over 3 hours, and we just talked and talked and talked and held hands and looked down at all the boats that were coming into the bay and the people down there. But although you could see all these people, for me, I felt like it was just me and Gray sitting on this wall and there was nobody else there. I thought this was magic. And then it started getting a little bit dark, and we thought, oh, we need to start making our way back to the hotel. But I remember, for me, inside thinking, this time was just magical, to just sit there and just feel you're the only two people on the whole planet for those 3 and a bit hours. That time sitting on that wall, I've never forgotten it. Never. I don't think I ever will. And I can just draw that picture up. It's the most beautiful place up near that chapel in Lindos in Greece. It's such a beautiful place, but it seemed funny coming down the hill, and then you met all these people and you thought, oh no, there are more people on the planet. It isn't just me and him. One day I think I'd like to go back there actually and do that again, but nothing will be as special as that time.
We was on holiday in Cyprus, and where the hotel was on the beach, and the beach actually faced west. So every night you could watch the sun go down. And there was one particular night that we went down on the beach, and we sat on a sunbed, but I sat on it and Gloria sat in between my legs, and we was looking out to sea, watching the sun go down. And it was so romantic, because so much so I couldn't help but tell Gloria that I loved her. I actually whispered in her ear. I know it sounds so childish. I just felt that I had to say it at that moment in time, because it really was a romantic few moments watching the sun go down.
I remember the first time I took Graham to meet my very, very special friends Margaret and Terry, and they'd invited us for Sunday lunch, and Gray was so nervous. He'd never met them before, and he knew what they meant to me and how they'd supported me through all this changeover of my marriage and everything. So off we trotted to their house, and we sat down at the table, and a beautiful Sunday lunch was brought up. And the minute Gray put his fork into these carrots, they obviously hadn't been cooked very well, and they shot off the plate, gravy all down the front of him, and they landed on the floor. And Margaret and Terry never said a word. They kept completely quiet as though it never happened. And I'd got my foot under the table, and I'm trying to bring these carrots nearer to my feet so that I could pick them up. And I felt so sorry for Gray, because he was trying to make such a good impression. And he was embarrassed, very embarrassed. But after that day, I think they loved him to bits like I did. I think they thought that he really was a lovely man, and it didn't affect how they felt towards him at all. But we actually didn't get invited round there again for dinner. It might have been because of the gravy on the carpet that was there. But we still laugh about that now. That's funny.
Well, the funny memory that I've got is quite very, very recent, actually, that we're actually going to Disneyland Paris next year for an holiday with Gloria's daughter and grandchildren. But we was in the shopping centre where Virgin Travel was there. And we thought, well, we'll just go and see how much it is to Florida, because we'd priced it before it and it was astronomical. So the lady says, well, we've just booked somebody, and it was quite a lot cheaper. So we thought we'd ask, we'd sit down and we'd ask to price it. The lady says, flying from Heathrow or Manchester. And Gloria looked at her and she says, well, can't you get the Eurotunnel? And the lady just looked at her, pretty well much with the mouth open, and she must have thought, hello, we've got a right one. And I says to Jay, it's Florida we're talking about. And of course, Gloria broke into laughter as well, and I think the lady says to her, do you want a drink?
Ladies first?
Ladies first.
Okay. Oh, wow. Number 13, unlucky for some. Typical. Okay, I give in. It's you.
It says it's you.
Oh, well, how do you know? Because you don't even drink tea. You only drink coffee.
And everybody else says that your tea's nice.
No, I think your tea's the best. You make a lovely cup of tea.
On its own, number 3.
What did you put? Ashley,
I think we're both.
I think we both are, because we've both been trained to listen in our jobs. Oh, one little duck. Number 2. No, I think I've had more practice than you've had.
Yeah, but I like cooking, you don't.
Yeah, but you're not very good at timings.
Okay.
Okay, we agree. Wow.
1 and 7, 17. Well, yours are all romantic type, Downton Abbey type films, aren't they?
Yeah, and yours are all blood and gore, though, aren't they?
Yeah, but I like Arnold Schwarzenegger films as well.
Oh, I like Arnold Schwarzenegger films. I like to look at his muscles.
I actually think you can poke the middle ones out.
The middle ones are better, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's right, actually, yeah. The middle ones are better. Whoa, let me put that one back. 28. Yeah, I have to say, that's definitely me.
I don't like complaining, you know I don't.
You're a softie. Definitely me.
But you're great at it.
I'm good at arguing with sales assistants.
Certainly are.
Yeah. Oh, that was easy. I'll push that back for you.
3 and 4, 34.
That is so easy. Yeah, I think in your mind, doors are not meant to close.
I have to agree.
If I pull that one out though. Way. Okay, 1 and 5, 15. Why do you think you'd make the best astronaut though?
Well, I do like astronomy. And I would like to be weightlessness. To experience weightlessness. On its own, number 4.
Oh, thank you.
You've got more patience than I've got.
I don't know if the patience is the word. I think the job meant a lot to me. Yeah, you were really good at your job. And you was a softie.
And you were my worst nightmare. When it come round to you at any other business, I thought, here we go.
I'll go for that one. Let's go for this one. Oh, oh, my age, 30. Yeah. I have no pride if I need help. Yeah, if I need help, I'll ask. Oh, it's getting very, very risky now. Ooh.
On its own, number 9.
Oh.
Wow. You would say that, and I would say that, really, wouldn't I?
Yeah, you've got lovely eyes. You've got lovely, lovely blue eyes. Oh, I think we're getting to a stage where it's gonna all pop out. Oops. Oh, 2 and 7, my birthday, 27. That's dead easy.
Yeah, but I only like the fat off your plate from the pork chop.
Yeah, I know.
I have to do it secretly because you nag me, don't you?
I do nag you, yeah, for eating too much fat.
5 and 1, 51.
Yeah.
I like acting the fool, don't I?
You do. You'd make a lovely clown. maybe the two of us could do that trapeze thing. And oh, your jokes are rubbish. Absolute.
Quit telling them.
Yeah, you tell them all right, but you're the only one that laughs at them, though. Nobody else laughs at them.
Yeah, but you don't tell jokes. You just do silly things.
Oh, wow.
2 and 4, 24. Yeah, I must admit, yeah. $44. Really easy. That is the easiest question out of all. Yeah, I'm not an animal lover at all.
No.
I would never hurt an animal, but no, I'm not one for animals.
No, I agree.
I think this is going to go, you know. Well done.
I knew it'd be you. My advice for other couples, which I've changed my feelings as I've got older, is that you really must be yourself when you're in a marriage. Although you become a wife or you become a husband, you're still the person that you are. And I found that a little bit, I didn't quite realise that, getting married so young, I was a bit inexperienced, and I really become more of a wife and a mother rather than Gloria.
Oh, the advice I can give to any couple really is to communicate and not to be funny with each other. And the worst thing that you can do is ignore each other when you've had disagreements. I think that's the worst thing that you can do. You've got to communicate, talk, understand, compromise with each other, because you know it's a partnership when all's said and done, and you must do things together.
You must laugh a lot. You really must. It makes such a difference. I don't know if I'm into this saying, don't go to bed on an argument. I don't think I'm quite into that, because that's easier said than done sometimes. If you're annoyed with somebody, you just want to get in bed and turn your back. But I would say try not to let anyone go out the door on an argument.
You know, live to work, not work to live. That's the key. You know, I know that sometimes work life is stressful, but when you walk through the door, you've got to make sure that that's forgotten about, because if you start bringing things home like this, that can cause trouble.
Talk things through. Too many couples don't talk things through. And I think that's really sad. That's another thing I think I've learnt as I've got older, and especially with Graham. Instead of keeping things inside, I will sometimes say to Gray, could I talk to you for a few minutes? And he'll say, course, and we sit down and talk about it. And sometimes he can't always fix things, but it just shares a problem. And I think that's really, really, really important.
spending time with each other. You've got to make sure that you have time with each other, or if you don't, then, things can go wrong.
And the usual old-fashioned thing of compromise. That definitely is. I'd say that definitely is something that you must do when you're in a relationship, is compromise. Makes for a nice life, makes for an easy life. Gray, you know what you mean to me, but I wonder if you really know the difference that you've made in my life. You've given me back Gloria, and I can't thank you enough for that.
Gloria, what can I say? I love you so much. I love you more each day. You make me so happy. You make my life fulfilled.
I think I'd buried a lot of me and hidden it away, and you've brought it all out in me, the good and the bad.
You make me feel special, and you make me feel loved, and you respect me as well, which is nice.
And you've brought a peace into my life and a tranquility that I hadn't really had.
I couldn't think of living without you, if I'm honest, because this house is nothing without you in it.
I know it's a corny thing, but Gray, you really, really are my best friend. And there is not another person in this world that I would trust more than you.
When you go shopping, I look forward to you coming back. When you go out, I look forward to you coming back. When I go out myself, I rush to get back because I don't feel complete without you.
When I walk out the door, say to go shopping or something like that, I know that back home in my house is a man waiting for me who loves me so much, and the safeness that feels like is unbelievable, and I hope you feel the same about me.
You're just so special. You're a special person. You're my best friend. Well, you're more than a best friend, and a friend that anybody could ever wish for. I just love you so much.
And even though, it was difficult to get where we are, I will never, ever regret meeting you and spending the rest of our lives together, because without each other now, we're only a half, and it's only when we're together that we become whole.
I wasn't really anybody until I met you.